or Red Giants.
Both these teams, they've had their journeys through hell and back to reach the grand finals. And here it is, a best of 7 to end it once and for all.
I don't know, but it's looking like you're playing against gods, man. When you're thinking of FCAP, you're thinking about soaring high as we jump on into the land of dawn to commence game number 1. Oh boy, Falcons Apbren on the blue side, Selangor Red Giants on the red.
Straight off into the game we go here. For Selangor Red Giants, they've conquered the Sky Kings in the group stages. Now sitting on their throne, they challenge the gods of the game.
And honestly, if they are going to challenge the gods of the game, this is a particularly interesting way of doing so, right? Again, how we're going to expect to see Selangor Red Giants to attack Falcons Apbren is winning out on these lanes and maybe setting up some dive opportunities. So Falcons Apbren, they're great at responding.
We were talking about earlier, right, in the drafts, about Selangor Red Giants towards the ending of the drafts. They really didn't have any prio, and that's why I think, even though it's greedy, the CC pick is great, because it does give him the prio in lane up against Flapteezy, and this is something you want to try to utilize. That's the reason Liquid Echo were able to beat them in the grand finals, having a winning lane, but Flapteezy wants to change that, has the shadow kill, the Purify gets put out there, Cram gonna be solo kill up top, assassinated. Skies, Weaver play, top of the blaze with the retribution down, he comes down, over to Flapteezy, goes for the blaze, but Kyle takes him out with the shurikens.
It's too fast, too quick. Falcons Apbren with the help of Ogren to speed up Flapteezy's farm. Hits that level 4 and awkward timing, and honestly the most critical timing for the EXP laners. With that being said, Flapteezy is going to get a free recall off of this, and Sky slowed down on his farm. Not exactly the most ideal, especially costing 2 kills. That's a lot of gold for Kyle so early on.
Definitely not, man. The fact that Flapteezy on a Hayabusa has 2 kills, a level lead already, right before the turtle even spawns. You would expect SRG with the CC in lane to have more prio for the turtle, but now that he's been taken down, now that Few can walk up and pop it in the hash chain and knock him up, and even zone him away. The missiles too, Crowd, pop back, no Purify. Falcons Apbren, they'll be happy just with that trade.
This is really good stuff from the side of Falcons Apbren, right? Stormy is here to kind of help recover Cram's lane, but at the same time, he's leveled down, and Flapteezy, as well as Few, making sure that he's not going to be able to participate for the upcoming fight, even setting up the proxy.
This is what's great about Falcons Apbren, right? The fact that even when they have prio, they don't rush into neutral objectives. They still take their time, go for the buffs, get Flapteezy in a more comfortable spot. And now they have the level 4 advantage. Guys going in, not able to get in there in time. Death to the spell, good predicted go. Stunned up, pinned down on the wall for Kyle to take him out. 3-0 start for the Hayabusa.
Great hit with the Daytona's welcome. They didn't give him a single frame so that he could use the Tempest of Blades. Chain CC perfectly. This is why they are the final boss. It feels unfair. They always play pixel perfect.
Feels very unfair, it seems. But, I mean, we saw in an interview. What Flapteezy said literally boils down to, I'm better. We're better on the macro, we're better on the micro, is what he said in the interview.
Every single time that we see these teams play, we're just hoping that something is going to change, right? And I think that SRG, now that they've kind of lost tempo and losing out, and the most important thing, which is their lanes, can they bounce back? But first, the game fact.
This is the bulletproof man himself. Super Marco tops NSC 2024 with the lowest average deaths per game at 0.77, then followed by Few.
I think, to be fair, Few got done a little dirty with his stats, only because he's put on a Julian of all things, but hey, still, Bulletproof Marco's still living up to his moniker. At this point in time, let's have a look at the items to see who has got what, and it looks like, oh, interesting. Flapteezy might be rushing for the Sky Piercer now that he's got quite the substantial lead for himself before finishing off the Hunter Strike.
Taking their time, it seems. I mean, for most of them, especially in the bottom lane, Innocent, he knows that this is not a winning matchup. He wants to just scale up, doesn't really want to go for a lot of the skirmishes, so he goes for the Warrior Boots here up top. Cram pops in a Purify, has the hard guard to get him now. Sky's trying to go for the chase. Flapteezy goes to the watch out on the back line as Few is able to disengage. Flapteezy rotates over, providing cover. Flicker forward by Flap. Really trying to get Skies there to punish him, but now that's a big flicker, big ultimate down. 12 seconds for the next neutral objective.
Still, the hard guard's not going to be back up when this turtle fight does commence, right? And at the end of the day, it still feels like FCAP is trading up. They're still taking away camps from guys at this point of time. The real question is, when exactly do they actually want to commence a full-blown team fight?
That's this welcome. The missiles does connect onto Cram, who's going to be dealing a lot of damage now with the curtains call onto Falcons Apbren. 2-level lead on Calteezy. Skies hovering over Cram again. Dealing some damage. Minutes Fury by Ogwen. Knock 2 members off straight into the enhanced sight. Calteezy secures the retribution. Now Kyle just jumps back and forth. 2-0 in kills 2.
This early game is completely disastrous. Falcon to Apbren, they're going to be able to control this for the next 8 minutes or so. And I think that's Slanger Red Giant. I mean, they're trying, but at the end of the day, right, they've been slowed down significantly. Look at this.
1v4 in the bottom lane with a hard guard down. Innocent trying to run away, gets chopped down, and he got taken out inside of the belly.
It's too tough. It's too tough. Look at the priority, right? Falcon's Apbren pushing up the tempo, and nobody can really win 1v1 anymore, right?
Slanger Red Giants now getting punished for their greedy lineup. This is going to cost them and potentially cost them game number 1. But let's have a look at the hero matchups here, because right now, the actual win rate compared to the theoretical win rate, 100% for Skies.
Retribution earlier, Calteezy was able to steal away, now jumps into the quad shadow, gets pinned down, but is able still to escape. These little mistakes, but the instant recovery from Falcon's Apbren.
I mean, like Leo likes to mention, right? It's a game of inches, and Falcon's Apbren,
Millimeters
right now,
at this point.
They're playing with feet, right? They're extending their lead even further. And at this point of time, when we look at the items, I think, you know, at least for Flapteezy, he's playing it safe, right? Go for the Dom Ice. You're already up against the CC. He's not going to greed out and go for the War Axe straight away. But the real concern is that Kyle is already 4-0-1, and not to mention, even few, just poking people out with enhanced ice, good enough.
The Shadow kill, the Sky Piercer execute, takes him out. Even with the heart guard, Stormy couldn't save him. And this is what's special, I would say, about Flap. He knows exactly, wait, up top, bulletproof Marco. Trying to go into 1v1 against the Assassin, and Skies is forced back. Flapteezy! Flickers forward, Nom into the wall, straight off the Super Marco Ogwen. Knocks him up, and he takes the kill with the small hammer he has.
Oh man, Falcons Apbren making this look easy. What a lead that they've generated for themselves. Slanger Red Giants, they have to forfeit every single time Falcons Apbren takes space. You gotta give it away. There's no point fighting this early on, especially when you're 8-0 in total kill score. But not only that, look at that level lead.
That's few. That's the mid lane, who's on an Assassin. He can't even, clear these waves usually. But here in this matchup, he's been able to find so much prio, and that's why you see that damage. Golden Staff, at least for Innocent, we're seeing him get towards item power by Cram. Gonna dash away, Yotes with the flicker forward, onward, and the Earth Shatter. But if his Fury catches 4 on the board, knock up 2. Kyle shut down by Cram. Now on the chase, it's Flapteezy running away for his life. But Super Marco on the Lycan form. He was brought back to the team. Another Earth Shatter to knock them up for Innocent. To continue, the spear hits.
You know, what am I doing here, right? What am I even doing here? A forfeit, give up space. I take it all back. Just play pixel perfect. Kill Calteezy while he still has his ult. Don't give him a frame to react.
And they're on the board. The momentum slowly shifting, but if we take a look at the goalie, Gideon, it's still massively in favor of Falcons Apbren, still flying across the skies, looking down at the Red Giants.
I think at this point, when we're looking at SRG, their main winning factors is can they drag this out long enough so that people like Innocent, people like Sakai can actually catch up to get that critical mass. But unfortunately, it's going to be a little slow, so we're paying attention to Yums and
His battle spells. Whenever he has it up, he is looking for an opportunity to lock down Calteezy like he did previously.
It's all about Yum still. It almost seems like in games before the grand finals, every time he's on to eat it, every time he has a flicker, he'll use it. Just like that now, the kite back.
Up against Flapteezy, who decided not to commit the death on his welcome, and we get to take a look at the items here again for the in-game equipment. Flapteezy, like you said, taking the utility round on this game. Dominance Ice straight into the Sky Guardian helmet. He knows exactly what this pick is meant to do. It's meant to frontline for Super Marco, for Kyle, and we're seeing that with the Quad Shadow and the Shadow Kill into the back line right now, doing a lot of damage. Cram needs the photo proc. Kyle's able to escape with a Quad Shadow, dodging away from the Earth Shatter that was well placed by Yums.
This gives a lot of information, right? Calteezy, he's already so far ahead. As long as he doesn't die, that's totally okay, right? Yes, he did lose a couple of Sky Piercer stacks, but it doesn't mean that he isn't like level 13, 9 minutes into the game compared to Sky's full 3 levels ahead of the man. It's tough to argue, but at this point in time, we're just hoping and waiting to see whether the Heart Guard is going to get dropped.
Again, these Quad Shadows by Kyle, using it just to poke, slowly but surely. They bit out the curtain call though. Cram, no ultimate. Wait, Calteezy.
No, they don't spawn a few.
Seems like they're trying to just sneak this one in. So long as Red Giants still focus on their own purple buff. And even then, it's forced out by Flapteezy. Retribution still there for them. Menace Fury into the Debtors. Welcome canceling out the Menace Fury there. As giving a knock up to Cake Humes down. Now into the back line, time to Blaze. Knock a few up, straight into Skies' Blaze. Flapteezy gonna be taken down. That's a double for Skies. Looking for a triple as he marches forward. Skies continues the onslaught. Kyle forces the shadow kill. Super Marco chases Innocent in the back line right now. It's Kyle. Is it a 1v3? No shadow kill, but he does have the quad shadow. Going back and forth. Super Marco goes in and finds the Lycan bounce. Skies looking for it. The spear catches him. Skies finds an unofficial maniac.
Oh my goodness! How did it end up like this? Falcon's Apbren, they lost sight of what exactly they were fighting for. They already had the objective that they wanted to. They wanted to extend their lead. They may have shown a bit of disrespect, but Slimer Red Giants made it messy, kind of split them apart. Keep in mind, Falcon's Apbren, they don't mind diving, but they still have to maintain that front to back. And if the damage lands on the correct targets, like Innocent, like Cram, who as of right now is catching up real fast with the Brute Force breastplate. Now, after the early game,
He's 1-3-6, but the same goal, if not more, than Flapteezy.
Got some scary stuff right now. The scaling of SRG, the CC, the Ling, the Moskov. It's a very greedy lineup for SRG, but if they're able to somehow find those gold resources and place them onto these three members, it'll be very scary in the late game. Even the CC, he'll be able to actually withstand a 1v1 against Kalteezy. I think maybe he might go for the winner Crown Fu. And then later on in the side lanes, maybe Kyle will have to send over another member, maybe with you together to really deal with it.
I think they got to start changing their habits up here for the side of Falcon's Apbren. It looks like SRG has a bit of a read on them, and at the end of the day, it's all about landing the damage on the correct targets. I think better yet, hold on, does he want to go for the info? Yes, he does. He's all 5.
Flask of the Ace is still there though, and he'll be able to escape with the quad shadow. Scouts goes in, chasing the back line. Temper the plays, knocking him off right into the spirit response, guys! Finds the assassination of the back base view out. Super Marco with a gun down. Finding the shutdown back, and it will be a trade. Both junglers down. But Innocent wants to continue to pin down Yums. Finds an Earth Shatter. Stormy in the back line, going to be taken down by Flap as he stomps him on the ground. But take a look at Yums and Innocent, who is still free hitting. Gets caught by the enhanced sight. There's a Flask of the Oasis from Ogwin's Motivation Roar. But Cram is still able to escape. View and Ogwin. Now with Marco on the chase. Flicker forward. The Lycan pounce. Will not give anything for Cram to deal with him. Innocent in 1v3, now with the nature as well. Comes forward to Marco, finds him with the nature, scratches him down, and finds the double.
He tries to outplay it. That's going to be a full wipeout here. A double kill for Super Marco. What an interesting approach. Slimer Red Giants make a play of their own to take out Kyle, reset his Sky Piercer stacks, but unfortunately, Few is quite a problem. These extended fights are working out much better for Falcon's Apbren thanks to the Julian. He doesn't have to wait for a long ultimate. He just needs 8 seconds.
And now Minotaur. Ogwin has the winner crown, Gideon. That's the combo we were waiting for with the Minotaur, especially when they're snowballed. Yums, Earth Shatter R2, but Minions Fury knocks them up. Cram gets thrown away. The Spirit of Destruction in the back line. Yums trying to survive now, even with the Shadow Kill. Skies no purple above, still desperately going for it. Time to blaze now on the Super Marco. Skies finds the shutdown. Now with the Kyle. It's Skies who continues the fight. And now onto the Lord he goes. Crown 1v3, trying to deal some damage. Stormy tries to heal it from across the wall. Skies finds it. Now with the pinch point over to Few. He continues the damage with the winner crown. Saves it for a bit. Few trying to chase him down. Sky's still surviving. Cram with a cleanup, and Few will be taken down.
Are you not entertained? Game number 1 from an abysmal early game. Somehow SRG are the ones who bounce back. Skies makes a play of a lifetime. And Chaling, you can't count him out.
You can never count them out. Sky's in the mid lane now, trying to take the tier 2, and he will be able to do so. He started this game 0-3. He didn't have a purple buff in that team fight.
He did, but he does now have 4 items. He's scaled up finally. And honestly, he has more farm than Kyle after having a 4-0 start. And they're cracking open the inhibitors. And I think that SRG, they gotta call it quits at some point.
Kyle with the damage, Jones onward forward, Earth Shadow Flicker combos, guys. Trying to capitalize on this, has the time to blaze, dodges away from the Minions Fury, catches Super Marco, but now gets chain CC'd. So able to survive for a bit, knocked down by Flapteezy. Shut down by Flap. Stormy caught in the immobilization as Kyle finishes him off. And finally, Falcon's Apbren they find the chance to slow it all down again.
I think it doesn't matter, right? With more people dying at this point in time, we look at the waves and we can understand. Unless no, he wouldn't.
What? Innocent? He tried his Spirit Destruction, doesn't get that few! Deletes him from the land of Dawn. Now it's a wipeout for Falcons. Apbren.
Why overheat? Why overheat? They could have just reset off of this. The waves were in a position where they couldn't get punished, and now they're definitely going to be losing something off of this. Sky's coming back up in one, and Stormy in one as well. They could try 1v3 once more.
No purple buff though. Again, same problem for him. Does seem like for Yums, he will be able to just pressure them away from that mid turret, but the base turret will be taken down already. Sky's barely dodging away, doesn't want to commit the Temple of Blaze just yet. Buys the Rose Gold Meteor in time, and Falcons Apbren will be happy just with the 2 base turrets stick.
I'm telling you, Mirko, this game is starting to look like a war of attrition now. It's like I trade 1 inhibitor, Falcons Apbren, we're gonna take 2, which begs the question, what is SRG's response? No purple buff
once again from both of these assassins, and Kyle in particular, with that purple buff, is gonna be able to do a lot more in these tight situations. 30 more seconds. As we look at the items, we're seeing that the biggest problem at this point of time is the fact that, hey, if we want to get into these fights, Ogun, you gotta have your flicker back up. And Yums, his is coming up in 16 seconds, but with a Holy Crystal on top of everything else from Few, that really begs the question, can Innocent truly outplay everybody without the help of the Heart Guard?
A game of millimeters, a game of inches. SRG and Falcons Apbren. So far for both of these teams, they're still able to keep the far lane base turret intact. So they'll still have an advantage to play with, technically. I think Falcons Apbren with the mid lane constantly pushing in. Now this is a point where Yums onward in the Earth Shatter over to Flapteasy. Just with a little bit of poke from Innocent. No teams wanting to go for it, but my question is, Gideon, is this good for SRG? Do they want the mid lane to actually be pushing towards them so that Innocent, so that Cram, so that even Skies can keep farming up, getting those resources?
I don't know. I think that SRG, they want to fight for this, right? I think they know that once the Lord starts crashing in towards their crystal, it's going to be really difficult to high ground defense. Keep in mind, Stormy is playing Angela. Now, Angela is not known to have the greatest wave clear.
Oh, there's Shadow Flicker combo. Ulted onward, Flap finds the backline with the Detonas. Welcome now straight into Kyle Teasy. With a shadow kill, used up in the back line, able to back away. Skies chasing them all the Finch boys, running him down now with the Temple of Blaze as well. Kyle able to dodge away from the knockup, but will not be able to dodge away from the rest of the plays. Meanwhile, it's a knockup on a 2 straight into Cram, who's going ham with a yo-yo. And Skies somehow finds a way to escape, but the base was wide open.
A clean back door coming in from Falcons Apbren. SRG, they show that they can go toe-to-toe with some of their best, but when it comes down to the macro, when it comes down to that lead, Falcons Apbren just show, hey, you got to get on our level. You got to have some polish, kids.
Composure, the calmness to pull that off in a skirmish that looked like it was pure 50-50 in a skirmish.